This has been a conversation we've had
for years.
Okay, chill out.
4 years.
Okay, chill out now.
What up, y'all?
Josh and Isi here once again
With another quality video. We are back with another Eat and Chill.
Ooh.
Eat and Chill.
Okay.
It's been a while since we brought you guys an Eat and Chill, and we've been talking for a while about doing the love language test, and a lot of y'all were interested in us sharing our results with you guys. So we did do it yesterday. We're gonna be talking about what we've discovered and learned about ourselves and stuff. For those who don't know, we've been together for 5 years, and we took this in the very beginning of our relationship. So we have a lot to talk about. But before we hop into this, let's go ahead and tell them what we got.
We didn't feel like cooking.
Yeah, we went the very unhealthy route.
We went the very unhealthy, probably not the smartest route, but we both got some nuggets and fries from McDonald's.
You gotta show them that.
I gotta show
You gotta show them that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
They brought the quality though.
Honestly, it was hot when we
Everything's
first got
hot
it.
and fresh, so I mean McDonald's
looks
is bringing
cute.
that quality in there.
We also got sweet teas.
Oh, gotta do the sweet tea.
You know we gotta do
Gotta do the sweet
Now,
tea.
I do a little thing now. Ever since I tried it the first time, I do it every time. But y'all see these little creamers? I put 2 or 3 creamers in there with the sweet tea.
And what would you say it does to it?
It makes it like a creamy tea.
Yeah,
I
don't
like
know how
it.
else to explain it. It's not too shabby. Josh does it every
bad.
time.
I
I
like
sip
it.
on his every once in a while.
I like it.
But yeah, I got the same exact thing. However, we're gonna go ahead and pray, and then we will hop into this.
Okay.
I guess after Josh adds his creamers.
Lord, bless this food they're about to see for the nourishment of our bodies. Bless the people that are watching this. Bless the food that's in front of us. Bless the hands that prepared it. And bless the mouths that are about to receive it. Hopefully the information that we bring to the table gives more light to those watching and sheds some more light on the situation. Pray that this test helps other couples as well if they choose to indulge or choose to try it out for themselves. But moving forward, we're just going to give them our results. So Lord, just bless us. Bless our minds. Bless our hearts. Bless our souls. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so the love language quiz breaks down into 5 parts. Once you take the quiz, it'll give you one of 5 preferences, which would be your love language. Of those 5, there's physical touch, receiving of gifts, quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation. Me personally, after taking the quiz, my breakdown was that I am 30% in favor of quality time, 23% in favor of words of affirmation, 20% in favor of acts of service, 17% in receiving gifts, and then 10% in physical touch.
And then mine, my highest was actually receiving gifts at 26%. Then followed up for a tie was words of affirmation and acts of service. Both of those were 23%. Then came 19% of quality time and 10% physical touch. Now, something we had both realized yesterday is both me and him were 10% physical touch. But I feel like we're not like a extra PDA type of couple. So I don't know if that's why physical touch isn't high on either one of ours, but we do touch. We hold hands, we cuddle. Maybe we receive enough physical touch where when the questions that were asked to us about physical touch came up, it wasn't like we yearned for it or needed it, because I think that at least in our relationship, we both feel like we have a healthy amount of physical touch. That's what I think personally.
So basically at the end of the quiz as well, they tell you a little bit about like your main love language.
Primary, yeah.
So basically for mine, when it says quality time, it says in the vernacular of quality time, nothing says I love you like full undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical, but really being there with the TV off, fork and knife down, and all chores and tasks on standby makes your significant other feel truly special and loved. Distractions, postponed dates, and failure to listen can be especially hurtful. Quality time also means sharing quality conversation and quality activities. I feel like that breaks down to like my preferences a lot, because I definitely like spending a lot of time with you, and I do like undivided attention. But I also told her yesterday,
I was just gonna say that. Go ahead.
I don't necessarily count our
If we're Netflix and chilling, binge watching our shows. Like obviously we did have a conversation after taking it before hopping on camera, but that's something that I kind of learned was different, because for me, when we do watch our shows and movies, that is, I consider that quality time. But for someone like him, that being his primary love language, I was unaware that for him, quality time is our walks when phones aren't in our hands, or if we just have our Sunday reflections, asking each other how we're doing and stuff like that. That's what you consider quality time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a perfect example, I feel like, too. If you and your partner end up taking this, make sure you're discussing the love language with each other. Don't just be like, oh, quality time is what they like, and think that you know exactly what quality time means to them. I feel like people's definition for things can be different. So obviously, if I didn't have that conversation with him, I wouldn't have known that he didn't consider binge watching shows or maybe making YouTube videos and stuff is quality time, because I guess technically our minds are on something, not 100% on each other.
Our minds aren't necessarily on each other and the quality time we're spending. We're kind of just leisurely letting time
We're
pass.
sharing the time with something else, like an object or a thing, so that's not quality time to you.
I'm more so a fan of like if we went for like a long walk on the beach or something, or if we went on like a date, had like lunch on the pier or something like that, and it was
Which
just
we did
us.
before.
We did.
So you like that?
I do. I like moments like that. You want to read yours?
Yeah. So my primary love language was receiving gifts again. It says, don't mistake this love language for materialism. The receiver of gifts thrives on the love, thoughtfulness, and effort behind the gift. If you speak this language, the perfect gift or gesture shows that you are known, you are cared for, and you are prized above whatever was sacrificed to bring you the gift. A missed birthday, anniversary, or a hasty, thoughtless gift would be disastrous. So with the absence of everyday gestures. Gifts are visual representations of love and are treasured greatly by me. Hence why I have that memory box. All your love letters and stuff that you've given me since the very beginning are all in my memory box at home. Like I hold on to that type of stuff. Or like he'll have like a sticky note that literally just says, I love you, see you later. And I have that in my memory box. It's literally the smallest things that I guess I love receiving gifts. It makes me feel loved and makes me feel like you thought about me and care. I don't know why.
And we also discussed yesterday that we thought that was a breakdown into why you like romanticism so much.
Oh, right.
Two different love languages coming together. I think for a while I was trying to love her with my love language, and I don't think
was loving you with mine. I feel like because actually one of our best videos on our channel is me surprising you when you got back from that track meet with a whole like picnic date night on the floor. I did that for you like 2 or 3 times in our relationship.
That is true.
And it's something that I guess subconsciously I've always wanted to come home and like there's candles and roses everywhere. Or that one time I had like roses lined down the hallway to my room and you came in. Like I think the things that I did for you, those gestures, I always kind of wondered why you didn't have some like bigger reaction to them. Like you guys knew you appreciated it, but it wasn't like, oh my God. Whereas I know if someone did that for me, it would be like, oh my God, but it's because I was loving you with the love language that I have. Just think that's interesting.
Very interesting. What was your second place?
Well, I had 2 second places, words of affirmation and acts of service. Both of those are really big for me too, though.
Okay, in what aspects?
I would say acts of service in the sense where what you do very well. So like carrying my bags, washing my dishes, giving me foot massages when you know my feet hurts. Like those are acts of service that you don't have to do, but it's a way that I feel like, wow, he really loves me. It makes me feel loved when you do stuff without me asking. Because like I know one of the questions was like, what's more meaningful to me, my partner so-and-so this, or if my partner helps me out with tasks because they know that I'm busy today. And I clicked that one. So like if I'm having a really busy, stressful day, you've always been very good with like trying to lighten the load for me. So that's something that makes me feel loved too. And then the words of affirmation, I wouldn't say everybody likes it, but I feel like majority of people need some affirmation in their life. So when I got on you early in our relationship about how you didn't compliment me, you didn't call me beautiful, you didn't say much at all with certain things, like I needed that from you.
Whereas I just thought it
like
was
validation and
Rule number 1 with that, if there are any guys watching this, even if you think they know, say it again.
You always gotta say it.
Say it again.
I think that show, I forgot what we were watching recently with my mom, and the man kind of broke down why he doesn't compliment his woman as much. It's not intentional, it's because he felt like her beauty is a given, like every day he thinks she's beautiful, so he didn't see the point of having to continuously repeat it.
Yeah.
But then he understood from her point of view, it's something that she needs to hear regardless of him feeling like, oh, this is a fact. Like, it's a fact that you're beautiful.
Yeah.
As women still want to hear that and be reassured of that and stuff like that, so.
Reassurance is everything. My top 3 are also acts of service and words of affirmation, although it leans a little harder to words of affirmation, obviously 23% compared to 20%. I think words of affirmation for me for a long time, we discussed this yesterday as well. I actually had a very long talk, but personally in my life, I feel like I've yearned and longed for words of affirmation.
Not just in a romantic relationship.
Not just in a romantic relationship, kind of just in everything. It sounds weird when I say this, but I've normally been pretty good at a lot of things. I was good in school, always got A's, and I was good in sports. I was always doing well, basically on and off the field. But I think a lot of the time, those accomplishments got overlooked because so many things were going right. I think people just kind of assumed
Expected it.
Yeah, it was more like an expected thing than like, oh my gosh, you're doing great. It was just like, oh, you're just doing what you normally do.
Right.
Getting good grades and doing well in sports. In hindsight, I realized it bugged me. In the given moment, never really registered with me.
you like that.
Never knew it affected me at all. But now I started to realize, like even after taking the test, just like having the conversation, I started to realize like, wow, I really don't get too many words of affirmation. Like, wow, you did that.
Right.
You went your whole college, like you topped your class in your whole college career. Like people just kind of said, oh yeah, good job. I think the exact opposite of words of affirmation is like disappointment or like upsetting somebody.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like that's just how my mind works. So like it seemed like in the past, people, I don't know how to explain it other than the analogy of football. So as a DB or a defensive back, if you're doing your job correctly, no one really notices because you're doing your job. You're guarding the receiver, not getting any passes, anything like that. But if you do something wrong, literally the whole stadium sees it because it's just you and that person on an island most of the time. So like if you make a mistake, that's usually what people remember other than like 70 other plays you lock dude down.
Right.
I felt like that in life. Felt like I did everything right and everybody was just like, oh, this is just business as usual. But I was doing life exceptionally well. And I didn't think that I got like the affirmation to continue. To be honest, I really like a couple times thought to myself, maybe I should just get some C's and D's to see if I get somebody's attention. But I didn't want to do that to my GPA, so then I just kept going. When I got in trouble or something like that, that was just
blown out.
It's like the end of the world. Like, oh, why did this guy, like, why did he mess up? This and the third. But like, I'm human. I don't know. I just wanted more emphasis on the words of affirmation. So we kind of had that talk. Gosh, I could go back to a lot of reasons why a lot of things are going on in my life the way they are. But it's like so deep in the sauce that I'm just gonna kind of move on to the next point. My third runner-up was acts of service, and I can totally see that. If I'm in the middle of something and then I'm busy, having her around is always awesome. Like, especially in this YouTube stuff, I'm not the most proficient in terms of editing or anything like that. I do bring that quality when it comes to editing. It just takes me forever and a day. And if we're on a time crunch and we're trying to get you guys a video up, she's always there to help me out, whether it's like with a thumbnail or something like that. And I really appreciate that. So I know in this relationship specifically, we operate a lot in terms of acts of service because we're always trying to help each other out in any way we can.
I was gonna say though, I feel like I could do better for you outside of like YouTube acts of service. So like even like dishes, we joke about it a lot. But sometimes like I feel like acts of service, that's something that I could do more. Sometimes I'll clean up your place if it's really junky, if I see you're busy, but I do feel like I could do a little bit more in that category.
I definitely feel that. Now, I do spend a lot of time in the kitchen, but as of recently, thank y'all Whip It Up Wednesdays, as of recently, this girl has been getting in the kitchen, cooking your man up some meals, and I'm really happy about that. So we can throw that under the acts of service category if you want to. We can throw it in there. That's all good with me. But we're working out a system now. It's kind of like whoever cooks doesn't
washes
clean.
Dishes, yeah.
So if I cook, she cleans. If she cooks, I clean. So like now she's starting to cook up. She made some salmon the other day, y'all. A hit. Really bringing that quality to the dinner table. Now you can't see right now. We definitely eat McDonald's, but
you know what's weird? My quality time being second to last, but I do enjoy quality time though. I feel like it's hard to break down these love languages in a matter of 100%. Like 5 love languages, breaking them down in 100%. Because only 19% quality time I don't really feel is accurate because I like spending a lot of time with you. I don't know how I got 19%, I guess is my confusion.
Like you might like quality time, but it's not your love language. Like you might be fond of it.
But I do feel I feel love when we spend quality time. If we didn't spend any, I'm sure it would be higher. I think we spend so much. When they asked, it wasn't a priority to be like, yeah, I want to hang out with them. I want to, because we do it so much. But yet yours ended up being quality time.
And my second lowest was your first.
Receiving gifts. I've been giving you so many gifts. You don't like them. You don't care. It doesn't do anything for you. You don't feel loved from it. Well, I'm kind of going to stop wasting my time with that because that stuff takes a long time. The memory box.
The memory box is dope.
The photo album.
That's dope.
But that stuff be taking a long time and you don't like receiving gifts like that.
I think the reason why it's low on my love language chart is because I've never really been good with receiving gifts. I've never been good in that department. I'm normally the giver in a lot of situations. I'm normally the person to like
really
take care. I get satisfaction out of taking care of other people. So
I thought you were gonna say giving gifts.
No, I like when I say gift, I'm thinking acts of service. So like
you are good at that.
I'm really good at like acts of service for people. Now necessarily gift giving, I could definitely use some improvement in that category. But in terms of receiving gifts, I know I'm not good there. And that's why I'm sure like when I saw all those questions that talked about receiving a gift, I was iffy like, nah, I probably wouldn't be too fond of that. I always feel awkward whenever I get put in those positions. Like from you, I love them because like I know they're heartfelt. I know like there's no backdoor deal that's happening. Sometimes I feel like people give gifts with like
expectation.
the expectation of a return coming back. So like that's why I kind of like I'm hesitant with gifts, but with you, it's different. I know it's coming from a good place, but I think like the best gift you could give me is your time.
It makes sense why he annoys me so much when I'm working and
Yeah.
like takes my phone and laptop. You like be needing it.
Yeah. I'd be like, I literally take time.
Yeah, you do.
She'll be in the middle of whatever.
I guess I shouldn't get annoyed as much.
I'll literally
because that's
duck
the
my
love
head in front of it. Like, yo, it's time for me.
He literally does that. This isn't a joke.
It's not
He
a
really
joke.
Puts his
I'll
head
literally
in
put
front
my
of
head in
screen.
between her and her screen and be like, yo, it's my time. She gets annoyed every once in a while, but she likes it.
That's not my love language.
It's not her love language. That's probably why you get annoyed too.
Exactly.
I'm just satisfying my
bottom
own
too.
love need. Hey, but all right, that begs the question though. Like, I feel like we're getting pretty philosophical with this now, but this begs the question: does this love language mean that this is the love that we feel we lack?
I don't think so, because it wasn't really, the questions weren't directed towards what lacked. For me, I think yours said the same thing. It said, what is more meaningful to you? And then it gave you two options. So the meaningful part, what mattered to you, that's how you answered the questions. And I think based off your answers, what matters to you most out of everything is receiving quality time.
Yeah, but like you said before, like with the physical touch, it's not in the forefront of what matters to us because it's just a given that we always have it.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe receiving gifts was like somehow subconsciously in the back because
I don't get it enough.
Because you give me, like mine is low because you give me gifts. So I'm like, well, that's not really on my hierarchy of needs.
And mine is high because I don't get them.
Because you don't get them. And my quality time is because I have to steal it from you. And it's low because
We be spending quality time, dog, on it.
you think it's Netflix.
We be, no, I don't.
Netflix.
Babe, we go on talks. We sat on your porch
We
a
did.
couple of times.
We did.
We be kicking it all day.
The test is so complex. I feel like it just opens up the door to more conversations though. I feel like this whole test, regardless of what the scores, the percentages, whatever, we can talk totally about all these percentages and how we feel,
Yeah.
why we're at this point. Physical touch, we touch each other all the time. There's no reason why that would be in the forefront. Like, I need more physical touch.
Yeah,
you know?
I get just enough. Maybe a little too much
Sometimes a little too much, but that's just me. I'm very invasive.
Yeah, you are. It's okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Quality time seems to be my heavy hitter, man. I like it. I like that quality. This is why we're quality now. We're gonna spend some time together after this too.
Are we?
Watch.
Are we?
We're gonna spend some quality time.
But are
after
you
this.
gonna consider it quality if I wanna do a TikTok or something?
No.
Exactly.
Want undivided attention.
This man wants somebody to sit here with him all day like this, looking him in the eye.
I do. I think it'll be a great day.
All right, well, what are you gonna do to better fulfill me? And then I'll answer what I'm gonna do to better fulfill you.
Oh, I was about to say, this is a two-way street, right? Based off what I know now and like what I know about you, I think I just need to come harder in the romantic department. This has been a conversation we've had.
For years!
Okay, chill out.
4 years.
Okay, chill out now. This is a conversation that we've had. I've gotten my love languages mixed up. In my head,
Your acts of service
my
is that?
acts of service I
Okay.
thought was me giving you the gift of my service.
You do a lot of acts of service. If that was my top love language, I would be very fulfilled. You do that a lot.
I feel like that.
But that ain't it there.
It's only 3% lower.
That ain't it.
It's only 3% lower. So it's still up there in your wants.
And that's why I'm still with you. Because
See?
you're fulfilling something.
I'm fulfilling something.
But not that top thing though.
It's okay.
You really should have stuck with the 3 surprises a month on the calendar. I was really disappointed you didn't stick with that when you first learned about it. The guy surprising this girl, that's how he keeps the fire alive and stuff. That's the thing that be bothering me because you be knowing what to do to better that category, but you'll do it for like a month and then fall off.
Here's what happened.
Is there really an excuse?
The excuse is that I'm thinking that my acts of service are part of this whole gift-giving thing. But it's not. It's totally separate. And coming to that realization, I know I have to do more. Now, it does get difficult to do these acts of service.
No, to do receiving gifts.
To do these gift-giving opportunities. One, right now, in the given climate that we're in, is kind of difficult. But before that, because this was a problem before that, y'all.
5 years before that.
always so critical. Before that, I thought I was on the right track, but I guess I am not. I can see why I'm woke now, but taking this test is why I'm woke. Now, I'm not the most organized person in the world, which is probably a big reason why that didn't pan out to go as long. Especially when we had that conversation, I really wasn't organized. I was really kind of talking my way out of that hole I feel like I dug myself in that current moment. But now I'm in a better place mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? So I feel as though I can get that done. Not even a feel, I know I can get that done. It's just a matter of one, finding a way to separate us at the hip, because
But babe, my thing is receiving gifts. When you put the little dry erase thing on your mirror and you might wake up before me and it just says I love you or hey beautiful, that's a gift to me.
that's a gift.
That's receiving a gift.
That's a gift.
Yeah, it's a love letter.
So if I did 3 of those a month,
So you're just being lazy. See, he just makes a joke out of all of this.
don't make a joke out of it.
Uh,
No, fix it. She's all right. Babe, you can't be showing this kind of lackluster love on camera. You can't be showing lackluster love to these kids.
we'll do better.
I am.
We'll do better.
You ain't gotta put me entirely on blast like this. Shit.
Now what I'm gonna do.
Now, what are you gonna do? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Am I allowed to talk now?
Yeah, go for it. Let's hear what I'm playing.
I do feel like I can put down my phone and laptop a little bit more.
A little bit.
But I feel like when we go on walks and stuff, I'm not bringing out my phone. I am giving you my undivided attention during that type of stuff. I feel like I do good with giving you undivided attention, maybe not as frequent as you would like.
I mean, walks just kind of started during quarantine, though.
But even our Sunday talks and stuff.
Those fell off.
Okay. Well, how come you don't initiate the Sunday reflections and stuff? I always have to say something, otherwise I know for a fact we will go that Sunday without talking like that. But you love quality time.
I love quality time.
Yeah, but why don't you never initiate it?
Half the time I forget.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean I forget that I need quality time, because I'm always bugging you for time.
It's me making sure that I stay on top of that Sunday reflection thing for the both of us. A step in the right direction for your quality time love language.
I mean, it's kind of a step in the right
Why
direction.
kind of?
Because the Sunday reflection is like beneficial and helpful, but like sometimes that turns more business oriented. That can go into a bunch of different things. Now, I love long talks with you, so like yes, that's fine, but I don't want you thinking like, oh, Sunday talks, I'm good. Like that's like me saying, oh, love note on the mirror, I'm good.
Okay. So you want other stuff other than just me remembering to do Sunday reflections.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to feel that quality time, you know? I want you to say, we're going playing soccer.
That's quality time to you?
Yeah.
That's not talking though.
We're playing.
What's the next? How's that
together.
any different than Netflix?
Because we're together, we're interacting with each other. On Netflix, this is all we do.
No, sometimes we're like, you seen that? You heard that? We do that. All right, I hear you. See, y'all, we've been in this 5 years and still got work to do. So don't feel like you and your significant other will never get it right or it's taking a long time.
Right,
Like,
you ain't gotta figure it
it's
out.
a relationship like this, a long-term one is always going to be you guys learning new things about each other, figuring out how to accommodate each other and make things work. So, yeah, I can do better. You can do better.
I think we can just do better.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all, that is all we have for you guys. If y'all decide to retake the love language test with your significant others, be sure to comment below if you're willing and let us know what y'all like learned new about each other, or if you learned anything new, what your love languages were, you know, dive into that.
If you guys don't know where to find the love language, go down to the description box.
You gonna link it?
We will put the link in the description box so you can go take the love language test. At least the same one that we took. So
Right.
you know you're on the same page. They have ones for couples, I think co-workers.
Couples, singles, men, military, children, and teens.
They have a love language test for all of them. So
Interesting.
I really feel like you guys should just take the time. You're on quarantine, you're not really doing anything. Take the time, go check it out. Take the test. It takes all like 5-10 minutes.
By the way, it did say again that there is one for singles. So even if you aren't in a relationship, I definitely highly suggest you taking that just for yourself. It
Take
helps
it,
you
figure it
learn
out.
yourself more. You can have your own self-reflection and just become an overall dope person by learning who you are. But yeah, that is all we have for you guys. We really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up.
Big old thumbs up. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You guys already know the deal with that. If you guys don't already know, I'm Hydrated Hero. She's African Beauty. Together we're Josh and Isi. Now you can follow one of us You could follow 2 of us, or you could follow all 3 of us. You might as well follow all 3 of us because we're happy, healthy, and hydrated on all 3. But other than that, y'all, we will see y'all later. Stay tuned. Make sure that post notification bell is on. We are flooding y'all with content. We don't plan on stopping no time soon, so the quality's coming, y'all. Until next time, peace, love, hair grease, and we out.
Right there.
Right there. I'm looking at it. Subscribe.
You want to click that button.
You know you
Click it.
Also, check this video out
Right here.
Might as well.
That's quality.
Quality.
Quality. Right
Quality
there.
content.
It's quality.
And
of course.
you might as well be right here.
You might as
You might as well
do
be
this
right
one,
there.
because this one's quality too.
All this?
Quality.
You click anything you want.
Quality.